We're live.
We're live?
We're live!
Hi, everybody. I'm Craig Studnicky, and I'm CEO of ISG and Related ISG.
I love it. All right, man. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alex Vidal. I am president of Related ISG International Realty, not the CEO. Welcome to the Closer Club, episode number 47. Episode number 1 was with this guy to my left, Craig Studnicky, the owner of ISG, half owner of Related ISG International Realty, our broker, the author of the Miami Report, and most importantly, I think somebody who everybody in the Miami real estate market looks to for information about what is happening in Miami real estate. Craig?
Hope so.
I hope so too. No, it's right, man. The Miami Report is like the Bible for realtors in South Florida. Now, we have about 10, 15 minutes because we have our own meetings to go to, but there's a few things we're going to talk about. So, you ready?
I'm ready. Go for it.
Let's do it. Here we are, April 2nd.
Yeah.
Just wrapped up the first quarter of 2019. How does the first quarter of 2019 stack up to 2018?
Well, first quarter of 2018, I didn't have the Northeast buyers that I have today. You're hearing about folks from New York and New Jersey coming to Florida to escape the income tax problem. It's true. It's real. I guarantee every realtor that's watching this is talking to somebody from New Jersey and New York. The other thing that I'm so happy about is I'm starting to see the return of the South American markets, particularly Mexico, Colombia, Brazil, and Argentina, which I didn't count on at all this year. A year ago, we didn't have that at all. I'm selling Brickell City Center for Swire, and I'm selling to families in all of those countries I just mentioned. Thank God.
Now, what's interesting, you mentioned Brickell City Center. We are in the penthouse of Brickell City Center. This is the view from the penthouse behind us. Now, we talked about what happened in 2018, 2019, or the first quarter of 2019 compared to 18.
Right.
Talk to me about the rest of 2019. What do you see for 2019?
More of it. I think you're going to see the political circumstances in South America kind of supersede the big problem with the U.S. dollar. South America went to sleep in 2018, 17, and 16 because the dollar was so high against all those currencies. But the political winds are changing, particularly in Mexico because they've elected a socialist president. Colombia, I talk to my wealthy friends from Colombia, and they always say, my God, we might be the next Venezuela. Brazil elected a president that's kind of like Donald Trump, but he's promising strong economic growth, which is encouraging Brazilians to reconsider Miami. Argentina is experiencing this year probably a 50% inflation rate. Wow. So if they're complaining about the spread between the dollar and the peso now, it's going to get worse, which is what's driving Argentines here. So I think you're going to see more of that. And look, you read the New York papers, they're calling it an exodus. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, but folks are moving out of New York. In fact, last year, for the first time in the history of New York, the net population gain in New York was minus 132 people a day. Now, Florida grows by 900 a day. New York's got a problem, and New Jersey's heading in the same direction. The Northeast is losing population. So to answer your question, you're going to see a lot more of what we've experienced in the first quarter the rest of 2019.
I just got back from Canada myself last week. I was skiing on Tuesday in 7-degree weather, and on Wednesday I was at the beach. Where else can you do that in March? It's Miami.
Miami's a brand. It's become a brand, you know?
This was an interesting week for Miami with all the music conferences and the aliveness of Miami, the electricity, right?
Miami Open.
The Miami Open, a really exciting week for Miami. So, as you know, I've asked a lot of people this question about what age do they give Miami? Because I will tell you that my wife, after what we experienced this weekend with the pool parties, and then we worked out with our friends, all our CrossFit friends on the beach, we're like, man, Miami is that city that wants to be forever young. I love that. That was such a great way to put it.
That was a nice way to put it.
What age do you give Miami?
Look, you and I are partners in Related ISG.
We are.
I have watched every single one of your shows. And you asked that question to everybody. And my favorite answer, honestly, was Alicia Severas. I think she's like a woman in her 30s. She's still sexy. She still has energy. But she has experience. She's no longer interested in just going clubbing. She wants to go to the Adrian Art Center. She wants to go to the Perez Art Museum. She likes going to the Florida Center for the Performing Arts. They want a little more culture. They want better cuisine. And Miami's got it now. I just thought that Alicia did a much better job elaborating on that. But that's of all the answers to that question, hers was my favorite.
Yeah, she had a lot of soul with that answer. And I'll tell you, Alicia.
Well, she's a psychologist too, so
I didn't know
I'm not about to compete with her.
Yeah, I just wished her a happy birthday the other day, and I tell her I get commented on that interview a lot, particularly because of that answer. Now, we're going to get, I don't know, maybe 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 realtors watching this.
Okay.
We just talked about a buyer that I have for looking in South Florida right now. What's one thing every realtor should be including in their elevator pitch about South Florida real estate?
If you have a buyer interested in buying a condo versus a single-family home, look at developer inventory, period.
Okay.
Most
Why?
developers, whether it's Swire, Related, PMG, they're all interested in closing out all of their unsold developer inventory, and they're offering amazing incentives for buyers and for brokers to sell that stuff. Why? Because every single one of them want to see the next cycle, condo cycle, start in 2020, the turn of the next decade. They're all aiming for 2020, but they're going to feel more comfortable starting when they get rid of their unsold inventory. And there's not much left, Alex. There's like 2,000 developer condos from Coconut Grove to Fort Lauderdale. If you slice it by neighborhood, it's not very much, but that's where the bargains are.
All right, now we didn't go over this question before, so because we're doing all the talking about Miami, and we have the W in Fort Lauderdale
Yes,
as well.
yes.
What are we seeing in Fort Lauderdale? And I know you've kind of talked a little bit with some developers in Palm Beach County, maybe putting you on the spot. But what are you seeing? What's happening in Fort Lauderdale? And this actually came from Chuck Levine, who sold a few units at the W.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, you guys talk a lot about Miami, but what's going on in Broward? How do you guys see Broward? How do you see Palm Beach? So thank you, Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck. From the condo perspective,
I should have gone over this with you before.
that's
sorry.
okay. Because from the condo perspective, I think the success of Auberge for Related and Fortune speaks largely to the point that the high-end market in Fort Lauderdale is underserved. I think there's room for more Auberges. Prices in Miami compared to Fort Lauderdale, as you know, are significantly higher. High net worth individuals that maybe 5-10 years ago only bought Miami are buying Fort Lauderdale now. And Fort Lauderdale is starting to transition. It's becoming more upscale, but as you know, the personality of Fort Lauderdale is quite different from Miami.
Absolutely.
Quite different. And by the way, it's even attractive to Brazilians and Colombians and Argentines that kind of want to hang out, I guess, with more Americans. Fort Lauderdale's just got this really cool vibe. Those 10,000 multifamily rental units that are being developed in downtown Fort Lauderdale.
And Fat Village and all that.
Yeah, it's the energy in Fort Lauderdale is changing significantly. Most of the people that are renting are in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. The spillover effect from all of those rentals that are getting built has just changed the whole vibe of Fort Lauderdale. Brightline has added a new dimension as well, because there are people living in both West Palm Beach and Miami that are commuting to Fort Lauderdale much more frequently than they used to because of Brightline.
And even Fort Lauderdale to Miami, where you're living in Fort Lauderdale coming down to Miami.
Yeah, there are people that live in Fort Lauderdale that probably didn't go to a Heat game very often, but now they do because Brightline makes it so easy. So I think you're going to see more luxury, high-end condos get developed, and I think they're going to be all phenomenally successful.
There you go. Now, I guess really, last question, because I do get asked this a lot.
Okay.
We talked about the Miami report.
Yeah.
When's the next one coming out? Because everybody asks me, when's the next? We're going to get this in the comments. When's the next Miami report coming out?
Well, as you know, your friend and my partner Veronica Gorson we keep having kitchen sink arguments just to make this one so much better than the previous one. The nicest conversations ever because we really want to make it so good. But I suspect it's going to the printer in the second week of May. Swire is giving us permission to present in May, like we did last year.
Oh, great.
The 2019 Miami report here at Brickell City Center. Last year, I think we had 850 people come and listen to that presentation. I think this year, I'm expecting over 1,000 people. And I've got some good stuff. I think people are really going to, I think when people leave that presentation, they're going to love that they're in the real estate business in South Florida.
How can you not?
I know. I mean, look at this.
There's opportunities.
This is April 2nd. My children live in New York City. They're not sitting outside like you and I.
I was ready to take my jacket off because I'm hot,
Yeah.
and it's April. We beat the rain, so I'm going to take you guys. How big? Talk to me about the penthouse. I'm going to show them right now. How big is this penthouse?
This is over 5,000 square feet. It's a 5-bedroom, 4.5 bath. I mean, look at this. This is with this spectacular view. This is there's only one like this in all of Miami. That's what makes penthouses so unique.
And this is it.
And there's actually a family from Ecuador. It's this close to buying this.
So where are you guys going to move to? Because this is a sales center.
I can't wait to move to another one.
Sure.
That happened already. We sold the penthouse. That was our sales office. We had to move here. So I hope this woman buys it so I get to move not only to a new location with a new energy and a new vibe, but I have a success story to brag about.
That's right. Well, you have a success story at BCC.
It's phenomenal.
Because you guys have been selling, between 7, 8, 9 units a month for the last several months. What would you say is the number? Why? Why are people buying Brickell City Center? 2
reasons. One, Swire is offering incentives that in their 30-year history in Miami, they've never offered before because they want to close out Reach and Rise. And like Related, like PMG, they want to start the next cycle next year. The other reason is, you will never see Brickell City Center repeated in Miami ever again. You've heard about Hudson Yards in New York City. That's Related's version of BCC. On the east coast of the U.S., there's only one BCC and there's only one Hudson Yards. And you've been here many times. The energy, the vibe, when you're here, you're kind of feeling like you're in a little slice of Manhattan. You somehow walk a little faster. Your energy's lifted, like that New York City sidewalk studio. Brickell City Center does to folks. I'm getting people from New York and New Jersey buying here that I never expected, because normally those folks buy the beach or they buy a country club community in Boca Raton, but they're buying Brickell City Center. It's got its own unique vibe. I think that's why.
There you go.
Yeah.
Episode number 47 in the books with Craig. Again, I'm going to turn the camera on and show you guys this penthouse really quick. Craig, thanks, man.
Brother, thank you.
As
thank
always.
you.
This guy's got more energy than me.
I don't know about that.
we're gonna pick it up. So there's the view right off the balcony, and so it's got a rooftop pool, outdoor kitchen, and let's walk through here. So this is one of the many balconies that are out here. Mind you, this is an active sales center, so there's going to be computers and chairs and desk and all that. Walk in. There's your living room. Oh, we got people here looking, so we'll make it fast. Got a beautiful kitchen. Hey guys, say hello to the camera. Say hi. Hey, there you go.
Facebook Live.
It's Facebook. Yeah, you're live. All right, come in. This is the main entrance.
Right.
Got a beautiful green wall. So kitchen's over there. Living room where we were outside, and then
This we call this bedroom 4 and 5.
yeah,
Both with ensuite bathrooms.
there you go. Bedroom 4 and 5 right there. Bathrooms inside. There's our research division with Athena, the best researcher in the country, right there, sitting down. Then we have living room number 2 coming up.
Or the den.
Or the den.
Or it could be a bedroom.
Now, what's amazing about this view is this is the direct west view, but when you're out here and you're out on the balcony, you actually get a lot of Biscayne Bay right there in the distance.
You get the plane flying into MIA, and there's the Marlins baseball stadium.
Marlin Baseball Stadium right there.
Coconut Grove, Coral Gables. The views are outstanding.
It's amazing how flat Miami is, isn't it? When you look at it.
Highest elevation in Miami is what, 10 feet?
Yep. Maid's quarters in here. We don't have to look at that right now. Got another bedroom over here with a bathroom.
And this is the master.
And then you got the master that has enough room for 5 desks. Direct west view, huge closet. It's a mess. Mind you, remember this is a sales center. Huge closet.
That's Dan Castaneda. Dan, say hi.
Dan, say hi. You like, buddy?
Welcome to Brickell City Center.
And then the master bath. Look at that. All right, Craig. Any parting words before we go?
Come to Brickell City Center. You're going to see one of the best real estate opportunities you're ever going to see in 2019. Thanks so much.